Who do you belong to? As a free person, that question sounds really, really odd. You and I don't belong to anyone. We're no one's property. But turns out we do belong to someone. No, not to our spouse, not to our family, not to our country. No, we belong to God. And on this point, Paul is adamant. Hello, I'm Stuart Baskin, pastor of First Presbyterian Church of Tyler, Texas. And this is your daily devotional for Wednesday, March 19th, 2025. In a section of 1 Corinthians where Paul is talking about moral issues, and specifically about the practice of prostitution, Paul makes a broad theological claim, reasoning from the particular to the general. Apparently there was a tendency within the Corinthian church to depreciate the value and importance of physical being. Perhaps this was due to some influence of Gnostic thought, which considered the physical world, including the human body, to be, if not evil, then unimportant. We know that among some Gnostics, this took the form of what we would deem to be sexual licentiousness. After all, went this line of thinking, if physical existence is unimportant, then indulging the desires of the flesh, including sexual desire, doesn't matter from a moral perspective. Perhaps this is what's behind Paul's thinking in this section. He writes, "Do you not know that your bodies are members of Christ? Should I therefore take the members of Christ and make them members of a prostitute? Never. Do you not know that whoever is united to a prostitute becomes one body with her? For it is said, the two shall become one flesh. But anyone united to the Lord becomes one spirit with him. Shun fornication. Every sin that a person commits is outside the body, but the fornicator sins against the body itself. Or do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit within you, which you have from God, and that you are not your own? For you were bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body." That sure seems like a lot of ink to spill to discourage people, particularly men, from resorting to prostitutes for sexual gratification. Seems like a no-brainer to us, but it sounds as though this was common enough to warrant a lengthy paragraph. Now, I'm not as interested in Paul's moral prohibition against prostitution, as important as it is, as I am about his theological reasoning. There are many reasons I could think of for avoiding prostitution, including the fact that it is downright exploitative. But Paul takes another tack. It's because our bodies do not belong to us, for we are not our own and we were bought with a price. Paul makes a similar declaration in Romans, which I quote every time I baptize someone. Writing about a very different matter to the Romans, about the problem of casting judgments against others, he writes, "We do not live to ourselves, and we do not die to ourselves. If we live to the Lord, and if we die to the Lord. So then whether we live or whether we die, we are the Lord's." This always reminds me of a wonderful passage from John Calvin in his Institutes of the Christian Religion, where he writes, "We are not our own. Let not our reason nor our will, therefore, sway our plans and deeds. We are not our own. Let us therefore not set it as our goal to seek what is expedient for us according to the flesh. We are not our own. In so far as we can, let us therefore forget ourselves and all that is ours. Conversely, we are God's. Let us therefore live for him and die for him. We are God's. Let his wisdom and will, therefore, rule all our actions. We are God's. Let all the parts of our life accordingly strive toward him as our only lawful goal." Are you getting the picture here? As Christian people, we acknowledge that we are accountable not only to ourselves, but to God. We belong to no person in this life, and those who seek to own or control others, whether in the form of modern slavery, human trafficking, or anything else, are gravely mistaken. Paul reasons from the specific issue of prostitution to the general principle that we belong to God. But belonging to God has far greater implications for our lives than simply sexual morality. It affects everything we do in life, from our work to our family life to how we spend our money. We do not belong only to ourselves. We belong to God. Tomorrow, Paul takes us from indulgence in sexual relations with prostitutes to the question of refraining from sexual relations between spouses. But for now, may God continue to bless you and keep you in all that you do this day and in all the days ahead.